We have arrived at a stage within the world of anime where originality is something that is challenging. When someone takes a chance to make a show with a lot of original content, it either becomes a major hit or simply left at a curb. So while creators can rely on more traditional or quote-unquote safe types of anime, people eventually get fed up with those and ask for something revolutionary. However, we cannot always expect so much. Sometimes a work has its own unique take on a specific genre, bringing a new point of view, a new flavor, a new storytelling experience. Hello audience, and welcome to Yvern's Box. Today we'll be looking at the relatively untalked about anime known as Heroic Age, a 26 episode long anime series by Studio Xebec that began airing back in 2007. It's rare to find an anime with such a monumental scale as Heroic Age, and it's not like it's half bad, so why exactly is this such a hidden gem? Now, Heroic Age's plot and setting is very complex, so bear with me. Sometime long ago in the past, there existed an advanced civilization named the Golden Race, who finally decide to leave this universe to search for something bigger. However, before leaving, they offer to many other races the power to explore space. Of those races, 3 of them answered the call, the 3 being the Bronze, Silver, and Heroic tribes, with the Heroic tribe in particular becoming very violent as a result. So the Golden Race granted them power, and as they were about to leave, they met with a small 4th race who had managed to achieve space exploration by themselves, which turned out to be us humans. So right as they were about to leave, the Golden Race branded us as the Iron Tribe, and left to never be seen again. However, as time passed, humans eventually got overpowered by the other more dominant races, and by the time the show starts, humanity is facing extinction, and the Heroic tribe was completely eliminated by the Golden Race and turned into living weapons. Coming back to us humans though, eventually our race is forced to flee Earth and becomes confined in multiple spaceships, just trying to survive in space. So the story follows the Argonaut, a large spaceship whose goal is to find the prophesied Messiah, and to find a way to stop the complete elimination of their race by the hands of the Silver and Bronze tribe. As one can guess, the Argonaut finds who they are looking for, and guess what? It's a 16-year-old male. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Anyway, the plot has aged. The 16-year-old Messiah struggled to find a way to find peace and bring it to the universe alongside the Argonaut and its inhabitants. Now the story sounds like it's on a very large scale, and that's because it is. I personally really like animes with a large scale, so this was a plus for me. But the downside to being on a large scale is that sometimes the scale is much too large for the anime itself to handle. Here, let me give you a quick comparison. Code Geass takes place on a global scale, with most of the story happening on a city scale, and that took 2 25 episode long seasons. Gundam 00 takes place on a global scale, with some parts happening in space, and that took 2 25 episode long seasons. Heroic Age deals with the galactic scale, and what does it have? 26 episodes. What happens is that there's too much content with not enough space, and in order to fit it all, some parts had to be rushed or cut. Events unfolded much too quickly and concluded much too easily. Characters got developed somewhat, but never to a satisfactory level. Battles happened often, but ended too abruptly. With that said, Heroic Age is still an amazing story with incredible presentation and characters. Heroic Age has a considerably large cast, with characters being introduced from all the major factions within the show, including the Iron Tribe and other tribes like the Silver Tribe. The main character is Age, a 16-year-old boy who spent the last few hundred years in what we can guess is suspended animation. Now, Age is very primitive. If I had to compare him to a more commonly known character, it would most probably be Tarzan. Well, he's slightly more advanced because he can speak the language, but their actions and thought processes are very similar. Age has a very deep respect for everyone and everything around him, loving people and creatures alike. However, when he has to, he awakens his hidden form, otherwise known as Belcross, a very violent and dangerous being. So if I had to describe him, he would be a Tarzan Hulk, sort of. Either way, this contrast between two very different sides of the same character is very entertaining and interesting. Apart from him, the other human characters are actually pretty decent. The main female character proves to be more than just a pretty face, while the other characters each have their own goals and hopes in mind. At the same time, some information is revealed about the other tribes, helping these characters get fleshed out, and not simply being labeled. Each of them have their own twist that makes them unique and very different from the human race. At the same time, we get provided the reasoning of these other tribes on why they do what they do. Now, from what we've seen so far, we know that Heroic Age has a pretty good story and an alright cast of characters, so why exactly don't people give him more recognition? And personally, I believe it comes down to two reasons. The first reason is that there was way too much competition in 2007. I mean, this is the same year that brought us Baccano, Darker Than Black, Gurren Lagann, Higurashi, among other popular works, and it's hard to stand out among them. The second reason is that Heroic Age didn't really stand out from an aesthetical point of view. It's not that Heroic Age was ugly, because it wasn't. It's just that it felt old for its age. Here, to picture what I mean, here's an image of the main male and female character. Now, let me put a picture of Kira and Kigali from Gundam Seed, a 2004 anime. As you can see, there are some resemblances. What I'm trying to say is that Heroic Age looked old for its time. Baccano had its own unique setting and flair. Darker Than Black had its dark atmosphere. Gurren Lagann had its don't care attitude, etc. With that said, Heroic Age is still pretty. For an anime that tries to do so much, it did do quite a bit right. All the characters look alright, and there is actually quite a bit of detail put into every little thing. And while it does lack its own touch, it still is comfortable on the eyes. The opening and the ending in particular are actually very pretty to listen to, surprising me the first time around, while growing on you the more and more you hear it. Overall, Heroic Age isn't half bad. We have come to a time where people are looking for the next big hit, but sometimes it's good to take a step back and look at past works. If you're lucky, you'll find a gem like I did with Heroic Age. So stop looking at what the community is telling you to watch and go discover this medium yourself. Thank you all for watching my review of the anime known as Heroic Age. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please leave a like or subscribe, because that goes a long way motivating me to make more content. I do reviews like these every Saturday, and I'll be attempting to fit in more videos into my schedule, so stay tuned for more. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching. This has been Yvern and my box.